Good day, everyone. My name is Ava Nazareno Caarlang. For today, let me discuss you about Menelaus of Alexandria. Menelaus was born on 70 AD and died on 130 AD. In Greek mythology, Menelaus was the son of Atreus, the king of Mycenae and the younger brother of Agamemnon. Menelaus is a figure from ancient Greek mythology and literature who was the king of Sparta and the husband of beautiful Helen, whose abduction by the Trojan prince Paris is part of the legendary Menelaus of Alexandria was a Greek astronomer, scientist, and mathematician who lived around 100 CE. Menelaus made a significant and lasting contributions to the fields of astronomy, geometry, and trigonometry. Very little else known of Menelaus' life, except that he is called Menelaus of Alexandria by both Pappus and Proclus. All we can deduce from this is that he spent sometimes in both Rome and Alexandria, but the most likely scenario is that he lived in Alexandria as a young man, possibly being born there and later moved to Rome. He lived before Ptolemy. Since the latter makes mentions of him, he composed the Book of Spherical Propositions on the knowledge of the weights and distributions of different bodies, 3 books on the elements of geometry, edited by Thabit ibn Korah, and the book on the triangle. Some of these have been translated into Arabic. Many books of Menelaus, but only Spherica has survived. It deals with spherical triangles and their applications to astronomy. He has the first to write down the definitions of a spherical triangle, giving the definitions at the beginning of the book. A spherical triangle is the space included by arcs of circles on the surface of a sphere. These arcs are always less than a semicircle. In Book 1 of Spherica, he set up the basis for treating spherical triangles as Euclid treated plane triangles. He used arcs of great circles instead of arcs of parallel circles on the sphere. This marks a turning point in the development of spherical trigonometry. However, Menelaus seems unhappy with the methods of proof by reduction ad absurdum, which Euclid frequently uses. Menelaus avoids this way of providing theorems and consequences. He gives proofs of some of the theorems where Euclid proof could be easily adapted to the case of spherical triangles by quite different methods. Book 2 applies spherical geometry to astronomy. It largely follows the propositions given by Theodosius in his Spherica, but Menelaus gives considerably better proofs. In Book 3, deals with spherical trigonometry and includes Menelaus' theorem. See this link. For plane triangles, the theorem was known before Menelaus. If a straight line crosses the 3 sides of a triangle, one of the sides is extended beyond the vertices of the triangle. Then the product of 3 of the non-adjacent line segments thus formed is equal to the product of the 3 remaining line segments of the triangle. Menelaus produced a spherical triangle versions of this theorem. Is today also called Menelaus theorem. and it appears as the first propositions in Book 3. The statement is given in terms of intersecting with circles on a sphere. Many translations and commentaries of Menelaus' Spirica were made by the Arabs. Some of these survived but differ considerably and made accurate reconstructions of the original quite difficult. On the other hand, we do know that some of the works are commentaries on earlier commentaries, so it is easy to see how the original becomes obscured. There are detailed discussions of these Arabic translations. Proclus referred to a geometrical result of Menelaus which does not appear in the work which has survived, and it's thought that it must come from one of the texts just mentioned. This was a direct proof of a theorem in Euclid elements and given Menelaus' dislike for reductio and absurdum. In his surviving works, this seems a natural line for him to follow. The new proof which Proclus attributes to the Menelaus is of the theorem. Another Arab reference to Menelaus suggests that his elements of geometry contain Archytas' solutions of the problem of duplicating the cube. Paul Tannery argues that this makes it likely that a curve which it is claimed by Pappus that Menelaus discussed at length was the Vivianist curve of double curvature. Delmar Thomas comments that it is an attractive conjecture but incapable of proof on present evidence. Menelaus is believed by a number of Arab writers to have written a text on mechanics. It is claimed that the text studied balances studied by arguments, and those devised by Menelaus himself. In particular, Menelaus was interested in specific gravities and analyzing